Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. U.S. forces struck Iran for a 12th straight night. According to CENTCOM, the focus of these strikes was once again on degrading Iran's ability to target vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM released a statement saying more than 50,000 U.S. service members are operating across the Middle East and remain highly vigilant, focused, lethal, and ready. This follows a new warning from President Trump on Wednesday when he posted a Truth Social saying from this point forward, anytime the Islamic Republic of Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, whether it be by missile, rocket, drone, or any other device or weapon, the United States will bomb and destroy one bridge or power plant, including those located next to or in the capital city of Tehran. While no vessels were attacked in the strait overnight, a Saudi-owned oil tanker was targeted in the Red Sea by Houthi forces in Yemen. President Trump spoke yesterday from Georgia about the ongoing conflict and the possibility of negotiations.
They're getting hit so hard, and they want to make a deal. But I say they're not ready to make a deal. Because every time they make a deal, they want to change it and everything. They're not ready. They'll be ready very soon. And this is despite this. It's going on.
Overnight, Iran launched new attacks against U.S. bases in Kuwait, with additional attacks expected today. Sirens were sounding earlier in Bahrain. Secretary of State Marco Rubio indicated that Iran will continue to pay a heavy price for these attacks.
Their foreign minister, who the other day say or something about their policies, an eye for an eye. The president.
You heard the secretary there, the new Trump administration equation, a head for an eye. Here in Israel, the military remains on high alert. There is concern that if this conflict escalates in the coming days, the Israelis may take incoming Iranian missile fire. Guys?
Hey, Trey, any word from the Saudis on two of their ships being hit? Have they commented?
They've not yet commented, but this is certainly an escalation because it means it's not just rhetoric from the Houthis in Yemen. And Secretary of State Rubio spoke earlier specifically about the threat from the Houthis. And he said, look, they're getting dragged into this conflict by Iran. They were smart to stay out of Operation Epic Fury. But if they get more directly involved, the possibility of U.S. or Israeli strikes against the Houthis is certainly on the table. We've seen it before, and these strikes can be devastating to this Iranian proxy.
And devastating to the markets. Oil will jack up big time. It's already in the 90s. Thanks so much, Trey. Now let's change gears and talk about if they do hit our ships, which they're likely to do in the Strait, how the president's going to respond by hitting a power plant.
That's right. And the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, where the Houthis seem to control right now, that's responsible for 10% of the world's oil. So we heard about the Strait of Hormuz, responsible for 20% of the world's oil. This is why you're seeing oil prices go up.
All right, so let's take a look at the power plants and places that we might be able to hit. Lucas, as you see these as targets, what do you think we might hit first?
Well, I don't know if we'll hit it first, but the Damavad plant supplies 40% of Tehran's electricity. The Bashir nuclear power plant, probably not likely a target. The Russians built this. They still supply Iran with low-enriched uranium.
Because, Lucas, we should say there's a risk to blowing up a nuclear plant.
There's no question. Now, the South Pars gas field, this gas field, in terms of targets.
But let me ask you, here, this is the Strait.
Yeah, this is the Strait of Hormuz
so
right
if
here.
we want to send a message in the Strait where they're hitting ships in the Strait, wouldn't that be a place we go?
It would. The only question is what would be Iran's response. We've seen Iran hit back. And Qatar's oil field, natural gas oil fields in the UAE, that's the big thing.
You mean they'll have a like response? If we hit a power plant,
no
they'll
question. That's been this tit for tat the whole time. That's what's notable about the Israelis. They use disproportionate responses. Probably one of the reasons that Israel hasn't re-entered the war. Iran has not attacked Israel since early June.
And your assessment of how we're doing it now, do you think we're doing disproportionate, or do you think we could be doing
not doing disproportionate? It is notable that U.S. forces hit an Iranian barracks after an American barracks was hit, of course, in Jordan. That's what killed those three U.S. Army soldiers.
So this is the power plants that we could be hitting.
This is the big one. Let's go over here on the other side of the map is Pickaxe Mountain. The U.S. intelligence has assessed that Iran could have moved some of its enriched uranium from Fordo days before Operation Midnight Hammer a year ago to Pickaxe Mountain. It's much deeper than the other nuclear sites. And also, these Zagros Mountains, we're talking about hard dolomite, very hard rock, be very difficult to hit from the air. It's one of the reasons ground forces might be used. In fact, this is a mission for the U.S. military's National Mission Force. We're talking about Delta, SEAL Team 6, the Air Force 24th Special Tactics Squadron.
And the risk is there's never been anyone who said this is what it's like. There's no schematics for what's inside Pickaxe.
Right.
That's what we say.
IAEA has never accessed the site. We've seen bones flying from Britain. Those are the B-1 bombers. And, of course, the B-2 bombers fly from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri on that round-the-world flight that we saw.
And Natanz has been hit, right?
Natanz has been hit, Fordo and Isfahan. Those were the three sites hit for Operation Midnight Hammer a year ago. Again, so far, Pickaxe has remained untouched.
So when you talk about Bushehr,
This was a nuclear power plant built with Russian help. It is one of 2 nuclear reactors, nuclear power plants that are operated in the Middle East. UAE has the other one. What's interesting about the Saudi deal, not to get into that for another segment, but UAE and Bushehr, they're importing the enriched uranium, low-enriched uranium. The Iranians get it from Russia, and the Emiratis import it from
that was
elsewhere.
part of the deal. Where they said, okay, you can use it, but we'll enrich it and then give it to you and take it back.
Exactly.
And now here, I understand this power plant serves 2 million people.
Yes, and this is outside of Tehran. If the president wanted to order what some would consider a disproportionate response, you would hit the Domovid plant. Again, it's responsible for 40% of Tehran, the capital's power. Right. The only question is, do you want to turn the lights off for millions of Iranians who are sympathetic to the American cause?
But we're right now, we're witnessing a few things. We're witnessing them ratcheting up with the Houthis getting involved on the other side, and we're seeing our bases targeted over in Jordan, and our bases targeted last night even in Kuwait.
It's a multi-front war right now.
Yeah, where they say that we've knocked most of those rockets out of the sky. But there's constantly going to be a target. I think right now, you know this better than anyone, Kayleigh, there's a messaging issue. All we're getting is what Iran's doing. And a lot of people are miffed. How is Iran still able to hit us after all the damage we have done?
I think there needs to be a case made that both of you know well about Iran and how close their nuclear breakout time was over a period of years. Because think about how many times we heard during the Obama administration, during the first Trump administration, we are X days from a nuclear weapon, X months. Right. This is where we were. This is where we are. The nuclear dust buried under Fordo. We're in a stronger place today. It may not feel that way than we were a year ago after Midnight Hammer and this operation. But you're right. It's a messaging battle that needs to be made to the American people.
So we went from obliterated a year ago to now this war restarting. And really, when we talk about 12 straight nights of airstrikes, it's really this war restarted on the night of July 7th. President Trump went to the NATO summit in Ankara. That's when Iran hit those 3 ships. That's what prompted the first night of airstrikes that continued for 2 nights. They took a break for two nights after that, and then we've now on this 12-night crusade.
Maybe the biggest change is what Iran did in the pause in fighting since the MOU was signed. It looks like they armed up and they reconfigured and they reconstituted more than we thought.
Sure.
Fox News. Officially, the Fox News Channel, or FNC, is a prominent American multinational conservative news and political commentary television channel and website. Based in New York City, it is owned by Fox News Media, a subsidiary of Fox Corporation. Key aspects of Fox News. Format and programming. Launched on October 7, 1996, Fox News broadcasts 24 hours a day. Its programming includes straight hard news reporting during daytime hours, alongside prominent talk shows, opinion programming, and political commentary during prime time, with well-known shows like Fox and Friends, The Five, and programs hosted by figures like Sean Hannity, Jesse Waters, and Laura Ingraham. Audience and reach. It is consistently one of the most watched cable news networks in the United States, reaching millions of homes through television, its website, mobile apps, and streaming platforms. Political stance and criticism. Fox News is widely known for its conservative viewpoint and alignment with the Republican Party. While supporters view it as a necessary alternative to mainstream media biases, critics and media watchdogs frequently accuse the network of partisan reporting,